In this week's video we stay at a pop-up campsite in the beautiful Yorkshire village of Kettlewell, next to the River Wharf, before moving on to another treat of a CL site in Hett near Durham. In Kettlewell I enjoy swimming and walking, while Sue cleans the solar panels, and in Hett we reacquaint ourselves with our favourite donkeys, Marigold and Petunia. So, hello and welcome back. I'm Kath, this is Sue, and for the last 18 months we've been travelling Great Britain with our two Labradors, Archie and Fudge. Our travels are influenced by our dogs, Sue's passion for running, and the chance of a swim for me. So let's get going. Well, good morning everyone. I am talking to you on my new Sony ZV-1. You won't notice the difference because it's exactly the same camera, but we did manage to pick one up yesterday on our way here. Now don't worry about the t-shirt, I am not wearing the same t-shirt for a whole week that you saw in the last video. I will be having a shower today and changing my t-shirt. Special day because it's my birthday. I've got the egg and bacon on the go, and we're situated in a tiny little village in a valley called Kettlewell. That's the village, not the valley, next to a river, surrounded by beautiful scenery. 360, the perfect place for my birthday. So I guess over the next few days we'll show you a little bit more. So morning, I'm using my new necklace. So see how this looks. I've got all the gadgets today. It's not every day you have a birthday, is it? So just in case anyone's wondering what this is about, this is Sue, who's just been up through the skylight to clean the solar panels. Were they dirty?
Yes, they were a bit dusty.
Good boy, clever boy. Just in case you were wondering, this is my birthday swim, and I had the camera rolling, or so I thought, as I was coming in going, because it is really cold in this river. Mine's got it again! Oh, you're good, aren't you? You are good. So it's time for me to get out now. Oh, Archie's teeth are chattering apparently, but he's desperate to carry on floating. They are, aren't they? He's desperate, yeah. Hang on. Are your teeth chattering, mate? He wants you to throw his ball, doesn't he, even though his teeth are going. No, you're too cold. Too cold. My birthday swim good for you too?
Yes, it was very good.
Well, I thoroughly enjoyed that. Well, good morning. Fudge and I are off for a walk. So as we head off the campsite, we're going to cross the bridge and we're going to head up that hill directly in front and try and make it to the ridge right at the top. Have a little wander along there. And having crossed the bridge, here are my options. And obviously the one going up is the one I'm going to take. Hey. So I haven't even made it to the top of the ridge yet. It's quite steep. And you can see what a beautiful view we have of the valley in both directions. and the village. If you look behind me, looks like we've reached the edge of the cliff, but I think the footpath kind of meanders to the side. So, well, let's see. I've got the camera, one of my new birthday gadgets, which is strapped to one of the side straps of my rucksack. So I don't really have an idea how this is going to turn out, because obviously I can't see what's in view, but I'm hoping it's going to capture the essence of this little section of the footpath that I'm doing right now. Taking me up to the ridge. So at the moment I've got rocks both sides, but it does appear to be a fairly well-worn footpath. I think Fudge is still behind me. She's off her lead at the moment because we haven't seen any sheep anywhere near here. And quite frankly, when I'm having to kind of semi-climb, at my age anyway, youngsters would just hop up here. Oof. I think this is going to get us to the top of the ridge. Oh, hopefully you can see the view I can see. Right, how do I get up here? And more importantly, Fudgy, how do you get up here? I think you'll make it, mate. I think you'll make it. Oh yeah. Right, Fudge, come here. So first thing we've seen at the top is a sheep. Come here, Fudge. Lead time, sweetie. Better to be safe than sorry. Good girl. Oof. And what a view. Now I've come down off the ridge, which is kind of behind you. And I'm now heading, I've come down and I'm now going to pick up this track, which I think will take me as far as the next village along the valley, and then I can walk back along the river. Just ahead of us here is some kind of farm building. I'm not sure whether it's occupied or not. We will definitely find out as we get a little bit closer, I guess. Looks like the footpath goes straight through the farmyard. Well, this is indeed an old abandoned farmhouse. This would be a nice place to live, wouldn't it? I wonder how much they'd take for this. So in the distance behind me there is the next little village from Kettlewell, which is called Starbottom. And I have to say, I think that's a very appropriate name. First real test of my new boots since I took the old Solomon's back, and I have to say they're very comfortable still. Oh, this is very pretty, isn't it? Hey, very pretty. Well, just a minute ago we were out on the wild, barren, rolling hills of the Dales, and now we've stepped down in this woodland I don't know, what would you describe this of? This like magical woodland path. No sign of sheep here, mate, so stretch your legs a little. Good girl. Oh, clever girl. So just walking across the footbridge now, although it's only to get a photograph from the middle, because whilst our bottom is that way, we're not going that way, we're going that way. So Fudge and I have just had to come over this. It's obviously a stile, but it's really high up. I think this was what must be the one that Sue was talking about the other day, where she said there were sheep in one of the fields, either one behind or this one. So it was a bit impossible with Fudge, because she had to obviously would have had to let her go one side of the or the other. Fortunately, there's no sheep in either of these fields at the moment, so I've just been able to encourage her to climb up, and then of course she's leapt off the other side. So much for there not being any sheep in this field. There absolutely are. They were just hidden round this corner. Anyway, the good news is Fudge has either not seen them or not shown any interest. Don't they say if the cows are lying down, that means rain? Well, it's always rain coming sometime, isn't there? Well, we're coming towards the end of our walk now. The reason I know that is because I can hear the school bell from the Kettlewell village school. So probably less than a mile to go now. In fact, probably a lot less than that, maybe half a mile. And we'll be back at camp. And this has been a thoroughly enjoyable walk. Deep here, isn't it, Fudge? You ready? Steady. Go on then. Good girl. Good girl. That's it, it's time for my daily swim again. Oh, and this is always the hardest bit. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Well, good morning everyone. Now we have left Kettlewell, and what an absolutely gorgeous little place that was, and that pop-up campsite was perfect for our needs. Now we're moving on today to a CL site that we've been to before in a little place called Hett, which is south of Durham. I'll show you a bit more of that when we get there. It's gorgeous, and they've agreed to accept Sue's t-shirt, which is being her Dementia UK t-shirt, which is being delivered there as well, which is absolutely brilliant. Looking forward to seeing the two donkeys there, Marigold and Petunia. We've arrived at our next location, and this place is called Grove Farm. It's a Caravan and Motorhome Club CL site. It is excellent value for money at £14 a night. Now there is no electric for that, but you've got loads of space, and there is a toilet and a shower, which is a little bit unusual for a CL site. The best thing about this place, well, two really good things. The owners of the site are a lovely, lovely couple, and will always make everybody feel really welcome. But the special thing is there are two rescue donkeys, Marigold and Petunia. Now, they are a little bit nervous because they're rescue donkeys, but I'm sure we'll get a chance to have a look at them before we leave. Well, good morning. Today, Fudge and I are going for a walk again, It's a rest day for Sue today, before she has a really 20-minute easy run tomorrow. And then on Sunday, great North run. Which means that Fudge hasn't had much exercise this morning. We've all been out together already, but of course that's not really good exercise for Fudge, the youngster, so we're heading off. Sue's plotted us a route on OS Map. She's run this route previously, so this should be good. And this is the beautiful little village of Hett. And there's a pond in the middle of the village. I think they're little house martins diving into the water. We found where we can come off the road, not that it's a busy road at all, onto the public footpath, so Fudge will be able to be off a lead. And I don't know if you can see that behind me. I have no idea what I'm looking at over there, but it's absolutely gorgeous. There's a little bit of a haze, a bit of a hazy sunshine, but you can see hills in the distance. So today is another one of those days when I'm feeling really, really lucky. It's a Friday, and you know, just, well, 18 months ago, I would have been on a Friday trying to get away from work early to then get home, to pick up the van, to go off for a weekend and enjoy it. And now I can do this every day of the week, and I'm not ever seeing myself getting bored of this. I mean, how could you when you've got that? And those woods that you can see there, that's where Fudge and I are headed. There's a railway track down there, there's a footbridge over it. It means we have a little bit of the walk in the woods, and I understand there's another footbridge. We'll come back and we'll do a kind of loop round. But how could you ever get bored of this? And you're starting to get all the fruit now on the trees. Both of our dogs love blackberries, and they'll pick them off and eat them lower level. And if I'm feeling generous, I'll pick some higher ones and take those. But I can't think of a better life. And all of this is in the UK. It's magnificent. So here we are crossing the railway. And look, into woodland and over a gorgeous little river. Well, what a beautiful woodland walk. We've had a few false starts now on this walk. We've come up a long kind of tree-laned track that leads up to this house. I think you can see it, this house. There should be a footpath which goes off in that direction, and there's a stile, but it's completely overgrown. And it's one of these where there's two stiles, one to get over and then another one to get over another fence, and the bush in between is completely overgrown. There's no dog way of getting dogs through. So unless you've got a really small one that you can carry, and Fudge, although little for a Labrador, is definitely not carryable, certainly not whilst I'm climbing a fence at the same time. So there is a footpath that goes up past this house and then takes you down. So we're just going to divert a little. Well, we've made it past the house, must be a farmhouse, and we picked up a public bridleway. Well, we're back on track and in woods again now, which I can tell you is really nice because it's lovely and cool in here. The humidity must be really high because I'm absolutely dripping. Well, this is it. We're reaching the end of the walk. You can see just the village there behind me, and it's a very short walk through the village to get back to the farm. And we made it. We're back at the farm. Ready for a drink. Now, can you see these beautiful ladies behind me? Now, I've got some apples that I've cut up for them. You can feed these donkeys, and when you come here you get a list of things that they like to eat. An apple is one of them. So come on, ladies. Who's who? Hey, what's this? Hey, what's this? Is it tasty? You're beautiful girls, aren't you? Hey, we're going for some more. Each for each of you. One more. Hang on, let me get my hand through. There you go. Oh, you lovely, aren't you? Hey? That's it, it's all gone now. Oh, is that nice? No, you don't like that? Not like that. Oh, no. Hey, what a lovely, you're beautiful, aren't you? Hey, you girls. Yeah, no, it's all gone. It's all gone. Yeah, it's all gone. You too, yes. Well, as you can see, no apple, no donkeys. They definitely know what's going on, don't they? So, much as I thought they were my friends and they liked me, they actually just like the apple. Good girls.